Silver Creek was a picturesque town nestled in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Known for its stunning fall foliage and peaceful atmosphere, it was a place where people moved to escape the chaos of city life. The town's history was rich and vibrant, with roots stretching back to the early 1800s when it was founded by a group of pioneers seeking new opportunities. The residents of Silver Creek were proud of their heritage, hosting annual festivals to celebrate their history and the beauty of their surroundings. Life in Silver Creek was idyllic but uneventful. The biggest excitement usually came from high school football games or town meetings. That all changed one crisp October evening when Emily Harper, a young woman known for her vibrant personality and love of adventure, disappeared without a trace. Emily's disappearance sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community. She had been seen walking home from a friend's house late in the afternoon, but she never made it home. Her parents, distraught and frantic, alerted the police, and a search party was quickly assembled. Friends, neighbors, and even strangers combed the woods and fields surrounding Silver Creek, but there was no sign of Emily. Days turned into weeks, and the search for Emily continued. The townspeople grew more anxious with each passing day, their once serene town now overshadowed by fear and uncertainty. Rumors began to spread, and whispers of old legends and curses filled the air. Silver Creek had always been a place of whispered secrets, and now those whispers grew louder. The local sheriff, James Reynolds, was determined to find Emily. He had grown up in Silver Creek and knew the town and its people better than anyone. Despite his dedication, every lead turned into a dead end. The case seemed to be at a standstill, and the tension in the town was palpable. One evening, Sheriff Reynolds received an anonymous tip. The caller claimed to have seen something strange near the old Baxter farm, a long-abandoned property on the outskirts of town. The farm had a dark history, rumored to be haunted by the spirits of its former inhabitants who had died under mysterious circumstances. Sheriff Reynolds decided to investigate the tip personally. He drove out to the Baxter farm, the setting sun casting long shadows over the dilapidated buildings. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and an eerie silence hung over the property. As he walked through the overgrown fields, his flashlight beam cutting through the darkness, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. In the main farmhouse, he found nothing but broken furniture and the remnants of a life long forgotten. Just as he was about to leave, he noticed a door leading to the basement. The door was slightly ajar, and a faint, almost imperceptible light flickered from below. His heart pounding, he descended the creaky wooden stairs, the smell of damp earth growing stronger with each step. In the basement, he found a small makeshift altar covered in strange symbols and surrounded by burnt-out candles. In the center of the altar lay a worn leather-bound book. He picked it up and began to flip through the pages, his eyes widening as he realized it was filled with detailed accounts of rituals and incantations. Suddenly, the light flickered and went out, plunging the basement into darkness. Cold wind swept through the room, and Sheriff Reynolds felt a presence behind him. He turned quickly, his flashlight beam revealing nothing but empty space. The air grew colder, and he heard a faint whisper, almost like a child's voice, calling his name. Terrified, he bolted up the stairs and out of the farmhouse, vowing to never return. Back at the station, Sheriff Reynolds studied the book he had found. It was filled with references to an ancient cult that had supposedly existed in Silver Creek's early days. According to the book, the cult believed in sacrificing young women to appease dark spirits that dwelled in the surrounding woods. The sacrifices were said to grant the cult members eternal life and power. Determined to uncover the truth, Sheriff Reynolds began to research the town's history in greater detail. He discovered that every 50 years a young woman had disappeared from Silver Creek under similar mysterious circumstances. Each case was eerily similar to Emily's, and none of the women were ever found. As he delved deeper, he learned of a hidden network of tunnels beneath the town, believed to have been used by the cult for their rituals. The entrance to these tunnels was said to be somewhere near the old Baxter farm. Armed with this new information, Sheriff Reynolds gathered a small team of trusted deputies and prepared to search the tunnels. The night they chose for their search was moonless and cold. The team met at the edge of the Baxter farm, their breath visible in the chilly air. With a mixture of fear and determination, they descended into the dark tunnels, their flashlights casting eerie shadows on the walls. The tunnels were labyrinthine, twisting and turning in seemingly random directions. The further they went, the more oppressive the air became, filled with the scent of mold and decay. Strange symbols and markings covered the walls, evidence of the cult's presence. After what felt like hours, they stumbled upon a large chamber deep within the tunnels. The chamber was filled with old, rotting wooden crates and broken furniture. In the center of the room stood a stone altar, similar to the one Sheriff Reynolds had found in the farmhouse basement. As they approached the altar, a sense of dread washed over them. They felt an overwhelming urge to turn back, but their determination to find Emily kept them moving forward. Suddenly, the room grew colder, and the flickering light of their flashlights revealed shadowy figures lurking in the corners. A low, guttural voice echoed through the chamber, speaking an ancient language none of them understood. The shadows began to move, circling the group as the temperature continued to drop. Fear gripped them, but Sheriff Reynolds steeled himself and stepped forward, holding the leather-bound book he had found. Reading from the book, he recited the words of a banishing ritual he had discovered. The air grew tense, and the shadows seemed to recoil as he spoke. The ground beneath them began to tremble, and a deafening roar filled the chamber. Just as they thought they could endure no more, the shadows dissipated, and the room fell silent. In the aftermath, they found Emily. She was unconscious but alive, lying near the altar. They carried her out of the tunnels and back to the surface, relieved to have found her but haunted by what they had witnessed. Emily was taken to the hospital, where she gradually recovered, though she could remember nothing of her ordeal. In the weeks that followed, the town of Silver Creek slowly returned to normal. Sheriff Reynolds and his deputies kept the details of their discovery a secret, deciding it was best not to burden the townspeople with the horrors they had encountered. The leather-bound book and the knowledge it contained were locked away, never to be spoken of again. Emily eventually moved away, unable to shake the lingering fear and memories of her time in Silver Creek. The town, too, tried to move on, though the legend of the cult and the disappearances continued to be whispered about in hushed tones. As the years passed, the events of that dark October became just another piece of Silver Creek's haunted history, a chilling reminder of the secrets that lay hidden beneath its tranquil surface. And so, the town of Silver Creek remained, a place of beauty and darkness, its past forever intertwined with the present. The tunnels beneath the town were sealed, and the Baxter farm fell into even deeper disrepair, a silent witness to the horrors that had taken place there. But every so often on moonless nights, the residents of Silver Creek would swear they could hear faint whispers carried on the wind, reminding them that some secrets are never truly buried. Also, in the end, just don't forget, it wasn't just a puppy, so you better click that subscribe button